In the environmental chemistry, so far we have seen the air pollution. Now environment is getting polluted by water also and even also soil. So let us see now water pollution. The water pollution can be recognized by bad smelling, the smell which is coming out of the water. If you go near to that contaminated water, polluted water, it will originate a bad smell. The color is changed, it's not fit for drinking purposes, and by observing that these indications we can understand that this water is polluted water. The mainly water is getting polluted because of so many reasons. Out of them mainly domestic wastes entering into water body, industrial wastes entering into water body, animal waste, and pesticide wastes nearby water bodies. These are all responsible for the pollution in the water. Let's see the water pollution causes in detail. Pathogens, organic wastes, chemical pollutants. Pathogens are microorganisms, bacteria, and organic pollutants are originated from the industries, domestic wastes in the form of seepage, agricultural wastes, and also chemical pesticides, chemical pathogens from the so many chemical industries. These are all produced and they are responsible for the water pollution. Pathogens. The most serious water polluting microorganisms, bacteria, these are all considered to be pathogens. These are causing so much of damage to the water, they spread the diseases in the water, and disease causing microorganisms enters into in the form of pathogens into the water and causes the water pollution mainly. And you can include this in the bactericides, fungicides. All these microorganisms comes under this pathogenic category, and they enter into nearby water body from various sources and producing the water pollution, causes the severe and adverse water pollution. It's not fit for drinking purposes. This is regarding pathogens. Human excreta also released, and that also causes pathogenic pollution. Coming to the organic pollutions. Organic pollutants enter into water body from the agricultural fields, pesticides, chemical industries, factories. So many sources are there where we can produce organic pollutants, organic substances into our nearby water bodies. These organic matter, when enters into organic body, it will cause the death to the living organisms in the water body. It may cause damage to the life in the water. The fish may be died, the plants which are existing in the water may be died because of the organic pollutants. In the beginning only we have learnt in the terminology that chemical oxygen demand, biochemical oxygen demand, COD and BOD. That COD and BOD terms related to organic pollution. The amount of organic substance present in the water, the amount of organic substances dissolved in the water is termed as chemical oxygen demand. If it is crosses beyond 4 to 6 milligrams per liter, then it will be a polluted water. That is what we have discussed in the chemical oxygen demand. In the biochemical oxygen demand, we have learned that it is the demand for the oxygen for the aquatic life for their survival, and if the microorganisms level increases in the water, it will cause the biochemical oxygen demand. It is observed during the 5 days span at 20 degrees Celsius temperature, the amount of oxygen demand by the microorganisms present in the oxygen is present in the water, you can call it as a BOD, biochemical oxygen demand. This is what we have seen. These two terms are related to water pollution. So water pollution may be due to pathogens, may be due to organic pollutants. While discussing about organic pollutants, we have already discussed the terms chemical oxygen demand and biochemical oxygen demand. It is for the demand for the oxygen by the organic matter dissolved. It is the demand for the oxygen for the microorganisms present in the water body. So this is causing water pollution. If the phytoplanktons levels in the organic matter or in the water due to organic matter, if it is more than certain limits, it is causing water pollution, and the oxygen levels in the water may be decreased. The bacterial growth will be increased. As a result, you can see in the cold water, oxygen can be dissolved only up to 10 ppm, whereas in the atmosphere it is around 2 lakhs ppm. So because of this organic waste entering into the water body, it is causing lot of damage to the aquatic life. The life may be affected because of the presence of organic waste into the water. We have learned that in the other names like chemical oxygen demand and biochemical oxygen demand also. These phytoplanktons, microorganisms, bacterians, they will enter into the water body and they demand for the more supply of oxygen and causing the water pollution. That is a major water pollutant by organic wastes. In this we can also discuss another 2 points, that is anaerobic bacteria and aerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria break down and causes a lot of bad smell, which is inconvenient for the human life also. Aerobic bacteria also produced in the presence of air. It is also developed and it is also responsible for the water pollution and which will badly affect the aquatic life. The growth is being stopped over because of anaerobic bacteria and aerobic bacterium also. Third type of water pollution is due to chemical pollutions. Chemicals enters into water body in the form of inorganic wastes, organic wastes. Mainly in the form of inorganic wastes, we see entering of the lead, mercury, tin, aluminium, cadmium nearby the water body from their respective factories. We have seen in the beginning the terminology Minamata disaster. Minamata disaster is because of methyl mercury poison. The mercury, poisonous mercury, if enters into nearby water body, it is very dangerous. If it is consumed by the fish in the water body, or Minamata disaster was observed because of the swallowing of this mercury or methyl mercury poison by the fish, and fishermen, when they caught it, when it was taken by the fishermen, 200 to 300 people died at a time in the Minamata river in the Japan islands. So after this it was named popularly as Minamata disaster, and it is because of methyl mercury poison. Mercury poison rather, its more active form is methyl mercury. It was causing inorganic pollution, enters into chemical pollution rather, enter into water body. These are all affect the water body, and aquatic life is totally damaged because of the exceeding levels of these metals when they enter into water bodies. That is also another response, another cause for the and water pollution, and it is also affecting the aquatic life very badly. In the water pollution further, as we have discussed, if some heavy metals are present in the water, they are not dissolved in the water. When they are unable to dissolve in the water, when that is being consumed by human beings, they are not even excreted through the urine. So it is developing some toxicants or poisonous nature in the body, and ultimately it may cause so many health hazards because of the polluted water drinking. Not only the metals, we can see there are some international standards for the drinking water proposed. In the international standards for the drinking water proposed, we can discuss about fluorides. For drinking purposes, water should be tested for fluoride ion concentrations. The fluoride ion concentration levels are very important, because if the fluoride ion concentrations are very low, that's a danger. Even if they are exceeded than the limit, that is also causing danger. If they are in optimum levels, the fluoride ions strengthen our bones and teeth, because they combine with the calcium content in the bones and teeth, and they make it very strong. If the fluoride ion concentrations goes certain level beyond to certain limits, causes diseases like bones may become weaker and tooth may become decayed, and you can observe the fluorosis kind of diseases when the fluoride ion concentrations are more than the limits. Soluble fluoride ions often are helpful for the drinking water up to 1 ppm. If they cross beyond 1 ppm, they causes definitely the diseases, as I have told you. The fluoride ions make the enamel and the teeth much stronger and harder by converting the calcium contents, the calcium phosphate over there, into hydroxyapatite. Hydroxyapatite is considered as a calcium phosphate along with calcium hydroxide. It is this hydroxyapatite is produced when fluoride ions combines with the teeth on the enamel of the teeth and forms and convert that into very much harder substance, and that will be useful for us. The enamel on the surface of the teeth into much harder fluoropatite will be converted. It is this enamel will be converted when they combines with the fluorine in the form of fluoropatite. That means this hydroxyl form is now converted into fluoridated form. This is called fluoropatite, and it has come from hydroxyapatite. When the fluoride ion concentrations are in certain limits, that is helpful for us, up to 1 ppm useful for us. It will strengthen the bone and the teeth like this. Fluoride ion concentration above 2 ppm, if they are exceeding above 2 ppm, causes brown molting on the teeth. The brown decay, brown color on the teeth, yellowish brown coloration on the teeth is because of excess fluoride ion in the drinking water. If it crosses more than 1 ppm, it causes the brown molting on the teeth. That's another harmful effect because of the excess fluoride ions in the drinking water. Next, other harmful effects by the fluoride ions in the drinking water is it is bones and the teeth become weaker, fluorosis, and you can see the bow legs become very closer when they cannot even properly walk, and particularly in the Andhra Pradesh and Telangana districts, we can observe the fluoride ion concentrations more in the drinking water sources. This is the international standards of fluoride ions and how they are helpful, how they are damaging to the drinking water and to the environment. Next is lead. Drinking water contaminated with lead when water is passed through the lead pipes. Water is transferred through the lead pipes, so water may be contaminated with the lead in the drinking water sources. During the transportation of water by the pipes used or made by lead can cause the lead pollution in the water. The prescribed upper concentration limit of the lead in drinking water is 50 parts per billion. ppb, parts per billions. Lead can damage kidneys, liver, reproductive systems. So it is another major harmful water pollutant. Next. Next, sulfates. Sulfates also, if present in excessive quantities in the drinking water, above 500 parts per millions in drinking water, causes some laxative effects. Laxative effects will cause some respiratory or digestive related mainly digestion related problems will be produced, okay, and it is causing the internal organs much damage because of excess sulfate ions in the drinking water sources. Nitrates. If nitrates present in the drinking water to their maximum level, again they may cause the problems in the human system. Let us see now. Maximum upper limit for the nitrate ion concentrations in the drinking water will be only 50 parts per million. If they exceeds this 50 ppms, okay, and it can cause the diseases like methemoglobins, methemoglobinemia, like anemic type, it is a methemoglobinemia, that is blue baby syndrome. This is called, this will produce blue baby syndrome. It is because of excess nitrate ions. We can see the, okay, pale coloration or blue colored skin on the small infants when the nitrate ion concentration levels are more and more in the drinking water, and eyes also becomes lethargic, and you can observe the overall skin color changes to a blue coloration. It's popularly called blue baby syndrome. It's because of excess of nitrate ions in the drinking water. Next, other metals. The maximum concentration of some common metals recommended in the drinking water by the international standards, you can observe. The metal is iron, the limitation is 0.2 parts per millions, and the manganese, its limitation is 0.05 ppm, and aluminium, its limitation is 0.2, copper, its limitation is, upper limit is 3 parts per million, zinc, and it is 5 parts per million, and finally cadmium, it should be only 0.005. If at all we exceed these limits, it will cause a major water pollution and causes so many health problems in the human beings particularly.